By December 2024, Elon Musk is one of the richest people alive. No surprise there, right? But let's not pretend this was always the case. There was a time when Musk was this close to going bankrupt. And there was also that moment when he invested $55 million into a company everyone thought was dead, Tesla. People were calling it a hunk of tin that just devoured any investor that came near it. Fast forward to 2008, and this hunk of tin was bleeding $100 million and had a grand total of 40 employees. Tesla was literally about to close its doors for good, and Musk had to make one hell of a decision: either save the company or just pull the plug once and for all. And Musk went to insane limits for a car that doesn't even belong to him. In 2004, Musk swooped in as Tesla's biggest investor, dropping $6.5 million into the company's first funding round. By 2006, Tesla was starting to make waves, but not exactly the good kind. The car industry wasn't buying Musk's vision of a world full of electric vehicles. Traditional car giants like GM and Toyota thought electric cars were a joke. They were like, "Who needs an EV when you have gas?" and literally laughed in their faces. Tesla's first car, the Roadster, was supposed to prove them wrong. It was sleek, fast, and supposedly revolutionary, if you could ignore all the actual problems. See, the Roadster was built on a Lotus Elise chassis, powered by lithium-ion batteries, yeah, the same ones in your laptop, and was supposed to give you 245 miles per charge. In theory, it was a game changer. In practice, not so much. Getting the Roadster from a sketch on a napkin to an actual car was a total mess. There were engineering nightmares, constant delays, and cost overruns. By the time they finally got the car out in 2008, Tesla had only made 150 of them, and each one was priced at a cool $100,000. For a company claiming to revolutionize the world, that's a little rich, don't you think? And, of course, manufacturing was its own disaster. Tesla didn't have the resources or expertise of the big car makers, and let's just say the learning curve was steep. By 2008, the company was bleeding money, and each Roadster they sold was a loss. Musk admitted later that Tesla was just weeks away from bankruptcy during this mess. Fast forward to mid-2008, and things were looking real grim. Musk wasn't just sweating about Tesla's future, he was literally borrowing cash from friends just to pay his bills. The guy was about as broke as a joke, and Tesla? Yeah, it was on the verge of calling it quits, with maybe a couple of months left before it shut down for good. Musk had no backup plan. If this failed, it wasn't just Tesla that was toast. His whole vision of revolutionizing electric cars was about to go poof. But in true Musk fashion, he didn't throw in the towel. Instead, he made a desperate play. He convinced a group of investors to give Tesla one last shot. And by one last shot, I mean, this was the kind of pitch where if they said no, Tesla was done. And then came 2012. Tesla drops the Model S, and suddenly the whole world is watching. Before that, Tesla was just the niche little company that made the Roadster, which, let's be honest, was a total tease. Sure, it was groundbreaking, but it cost as much as a small house and had more flaws than a reality TV show. Enter the Model S, the car that would save Tesla and make Musk look like a genius instead of a guy teetering on the edge of bankruptcy. This car was a masterpiece of engineering. I'm talking about a car that could go up to 265 miles on a single charge. Back then, that was the stuff of fantasy. Oh, and let's not forget its performance. The Model S wasn't just efficient, it was fast. In the P90D model, it hit 0 to 60 mph in 2.5 seconds. That's not a car, that's a rocket. Fast forward to 2015, and Tesla had sold over 50,000 Model S cars. 50,000! That's insane for a company that was just barely hanging on a few years prior. For context, that's nearly half of what Ford's luxury brand Lincoln sold in 2014. But don't think the good times were rolling in. Tesla may have had a hit on its hands, but the company was still bleeding money. That sweet $465 million loan from the US Department of Energy, that was keeping Tesla from totally imploding. But Musk wasn't about to sit back and coast. No, in 2013, he went on a fundraising spree that would make even the most seasoned Wall Street execs sweat. He raised $1 billion to keep the ship afloat. And then, just to really mix things up, he got the Chinese government involved, pulling in $400 million from Chinese investors. Let's talk about that autopilot system, shall we? Musk was already out there, waving his magic wand, claiming the Model S could drive itself. But the universe had other plans. In May 2016, Tesla's autopilot system got a little too cocky, and, well, it got someone killed. Enter Joshua Brown, a man who tragically died when his Model S failed to recognize a truck crossing its path in Florida. Musk's response? Classic Musk. He didn't exactly fall to his knees, clutching his pearls. By 2018, things were starting to pile up. Tesla was racking up fatal accidents like trophies. The most notable was Walter Huang's death in Mountain View, California. His Model X, with autopilot engaged, crashed into a concrete barrier. Of course, Musk stuck to his guns. Human error. Not the technology, never the technology. But let's be real. How long can you keep saying, "Oops, not my fault," when your tech keeps failing and people keep dying? There were so many injuries that Tesla's Fremont factory had an injury rate nearly double that of the industry average. While Tesla was busy getting green credentials for its electric vehicles, the environmental side of things wasn't as squeaky clean as Musk liked to paint it. What they uncovered was about as clean and green as a landfill. Child labor, dangerous working conditions, the whole 9 yards. But hey, don't sweat it, because Tesla was totally working on ensuring ethical sourcing. It's nice that they were working on it, but the fact remains that Tesla's so-called sustainability was built on the backs of exploited workers. If that's not a fun ethical paradox, I don't know what is. 2019, mark it down as the year Elon Musk either solidified his electric empire or completely destroyed it. Enter the Cybertruck, the vehicle that was supposed to change the entire landscape of electric vehicles. Or, make everyone laugh so hard that Tesla would be remembered for nothing more than that time a billionaire tried to reinvent the pickup truck and totally failed. On November 21st, 2019, in Los Angeles, Musk revealed the Cybertruck, Tesla's shiny, futuristic, and wildly impractical take on a pickup. Except, the truck's windows weren't as bulletproof as Musk had promised. And guess what? In front of thousands of people, because why wouldn't you test out your unbreakable windows in front of an audience? Musk had his design chief, Franz von Holzhausen, throw a steel ball at the glass, cue shattering windows on stage. Despite the epic faceplant on stage, the Cybertruck's debut still didn't kill the buzz. In fact, pre-orders skyrocketed to a jaw-dropping 250,000 units in just a few days. By 2020, Tesla wasn't just surviving, it was thriving. The company's market cap hit $100 billion, surpassing even the likes of Toyota and Volkswagen. Let that sink in. A company that was barely hanging on a few years earlier was now the most valuable automaker in the world. All thanks to a shattered window and a truck that looked like it was forged in the fires of Mount Doom. Still, not everyone was convinced. The truck was years away from being ready for delivery, and Tesla was walking on the thinnest of ice. Could they keep the momentum going? Could the Cybertruck live up to the hype? Or would it forever be known as the truck that didn't even survive its own debut? The global economy was shaky. Tesla still had to figure out how to actually make the truck. And people kept asking, is this whole thing just a really expensive prank? And 2020, what a year for Elon Musk. The guy had somehow managed to turn Tesla into the most valuable car company in the world, hitting a market cap of $400 billion by January 2021. I mean, who saw that coming? Tesla, an electric car company that almost died 1,000 deaths, now sitting pretty at the top of the automotive food chain. But here's the thing. While Tesla was on its rocket ride to financial glory, Musk's personal life looked like it was spiraling faster than his stock price ever could. Relationships? A mess. His 5 kids? Probably wondering when they'd get to see their dad. Work-life balance? Good one. In May 2020, he casually decided to tweet that Tesla's stock was too high at $760 per share. You know, just a little friendly reminder to investors that Musk could literally control the market with his brainwaves. The result? The stock plummeted 2% overnight, erasing billions in market value. But Musk wasn't done. Oh no, in 2021, he found himself in a lovely legal back and forth with the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, because nothing screams stability like fighting with government regulators. His tweets about Tesla's production numbers were apparently not in line with his settlement agreement with the SEC. Can't say I blame them. If I were the SEC, I'd be wondering if Musk had ever read the word restraint. So now, Musk wasn't just a visionary CEO, he was a walking PR crisis and a stock market roller coaster wrapped into one very intense package. So if you're riding with me on this, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe, and keep the convo rolling in the comments before you head out.